Okay, I looked at the directions and stuff, and this here is going to fit right there, and there's hardly anything to this. Obviously the rubber black is facing down, and the plastic on here, I'm just going to leave that on there so I don't get my grubby hands over it. Of course, I don't need this. If I had 3 holes, then I would need this and slide this through here, okay? But I'm not going to use this here. Goodbye. Thank you for giving me the option. Okay. And there's a little plastic bag over this one fitting. I think I'm going to leave that on there for now. I can reach up there later and put that on. Okay, so they give you, these are different lengths so you can fit them through here, see? You can't just necessarily fit all of them in one go, and that's why they give you these in different lengths. Okay, so we'll see what the deal is. Oh, I may have to take that. I might have to take that plastic bag off. No, I guess not. Okay, now it's just gonna. I believe that just sits on there like that. Okay, that's your first step. Now to tackle going down that hole. That's coming up, and can we do it? Yes, we can do it. We'll just have to be careful. All right. This is where the metal hits the road, I think. And just have to put this in one bit at a time. And that's why they make them different lengths so that you can get that down there like that. Okay, look at that. Okie dokie. There. How's that looking so far? Okay. Now I've got to reach down there, and we're going to have to get the nut installed on there and figure out the next bit. I believe this is going to be over on that side, and they used to have it where this would stop at one place or another, and it may, once I tighten up the nuts, because it used to be you could get it over to here and over to there, and that's it. Okay, but this one, look, it's going all the way around, and I don't know if it's going to do that when it gets all said and done, right? I want the handle over here on the right hand side, and I guess you could put it on the left hand side too if you were left-handed. Okay, so you know, if you had another person here, he could help you, but I'm just going to leave it like that. And now I'm going to reach down there with this washer and the nut, and then I can use my little special tool here and put it on there from down below, tighten it up. And then I'll get back up here and see what the deal is with that. Okay. Okay, so my next step is to put this on. It's nowadays they make it pretty simple on installing kitchen faucets. Okay, I'll get underneath there and get that nut and washer up there screwed in and tightened down, and then I'll have to go back and forth, but I'm gonna look at that and make some determinations before I tighten that up all the way. You know, I'll tighten it up now a little bit snug, and then I can loosen it, and once I figure out exactly where I want it, then I can snug it down, take a wrench or a screwdriver, put it through one of those holes, use it as a crank, and tighten that sucker up. Okay, step by step, one thing at a time. Okay, so far so good. I got that lined up. Because we're right-handed, we want this on the right side, but like I say, you could swivel this all the way around to have it on the left. And yes, I did bring Momi down here, and she helped me because she lined that up so I could get down underneath and tighten it up. Because when you want to tighten that last little bit of the wrench, it wants to swivel this over. You know what I mean? So if I was here by myself, I would have to move that this way a little bit, anticipating that when I tighten it, it would go about straight, and then I would have to be going back and forth, back and forth. So it's better if you have somebody here. And I use this. Remember, I was saying you could put this in and use it kind of as a wrench. You really can't do that because you can only get your screwdriver in a little bit, and I couldn't really feel like I could turn it because you got all the pipes coming through here, right? Because you slip this up through all the pipes that are coming down, push it all the way up there. So I was able to get up there with my channel locks and grab it here and tighten the last little bit. Okay, and I was able to do it that way. But yes, save this, because if your faucet ever gets loose, you've got this. Yes, you would have to. You could use this, but then again, you would have to disconnect everything to get your 3 pipes down there and slip this up, see, through all the pipes. Then you'd have to reach up there with a pair of channel locks, or at that point, then you would get up there with this and pull that out and hope that you have enough room to put this on the nut and to tighten it that way, or something of that nature. I mean, it gets kind of tricky because it's up there and you don't have much room between your edge of your sink and the back side of the wall. And so before they drilled these holes, he measured where the wall is over here, because there's a half wall underneath there. See, that's what it looks like. There's the wall, and then we've got some little corbels underneath there, see, that hold the last little bit of the counter. So I told the guys, I says, before you drill those holes, I want you to measure and kind of get a happy medium between from the back side of this and the back side of the cabinet. I don't want this too close to the sink, yet I don't want it too far away and too close to the wall. You know what I mean? Then it makes it difficult to get your wrenches in there and tighten everything up and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so he split the difference on that, and that's where we came up with that. This is good. It gets plenty of area here, and it gets plenty of area over here. If I would have had this over here, then this wouldn't have come over into here. And initially I thought this should go about centered wherever this is, but you don't have to do that, because then this would come way over here, and it might look awkward because it's not in the middle of the sink measurement. So he suggested, after he looked at this, he suggested, hey, let's just go into the center. And he said that's what they normally do, and then your faucet, not all of them are offset like this. Some are there, some are in the center, some even have a smaller gap over here. But this will allow for everything, okay? And I'm not sure why, but see this? It goes all the way around. And most faucets have a definite stop over here and a definite stop over there, to where you line that up, and that gives you a certain area where you have to flip that around. But see, on this one, I guess they don't do that, because then they make this so it's offset to the right or offset to the left, where lots of faucets, if you have a handle in the middle that's attached to your spout, let's say, then there's a definite stop to the left, a definite stop to the right, and it cracks me up. Sometimes I'll check somebody's sink and find out their faucet only goes to here on this way, but yet it goes over all the way out to over here on this other side, and they have to be careful. And the reason why it's like that is because they didn't swivel this where it should be, to where this stops there and stops there before they tighten up that nut. But on this particular faucet, that's not the case, is it? It doesn't really matter. Okay? So now, my next step. What is my next step? I believe my next step is, well, it's not this. It's, I'll just have to look. Because I'm gonna go step by step on here. And, oh, it looks like the next step is putting that on, putting this weight on, and I'll talk about that in a minute.